Hey everyone, welcome back to People Mover Inc., which is in Transport Fever 2, uh, which may not be obvious given the thing that's on the screen right now. Uh, but uh, but it's yeah, I pressed a button. But it's on the loading screen here, the load game screen here for a reason. Since you were last here, I've gone in and connected all of the remaining towns on the map to the rail network. It's still 1850, uh, but I've connected everything, and so all that tedium is done. Uh, and there's some random number of trains rolling around the various lines doing various things, earning a couple million per accounting period. So everything's good there. But what I want to do now is uh, I want to enable industries. Yes. Now that there's a bunch of tracks and a passenger rail network going on, want to enable industries, and that will allow for some uh, excitement now. We're connecting up industries and doing all that jazz. So how you do that on a existing map? It's under basic settings, and industry density target disabled. That's what prevents industry spawning. So if we set that to, I don't know, medium, sure, why not medium? Uh, and we could have it so that industries never close, but I don't think that's ideal. So we'll just set that to sometimes. So that the ones that we don't want to use, they'll eventually go away. So if we do that, I've also added a couple of mods. I think, yeah, I added tram trains and a couple other mods. That I thought I might fiddle with at some point. But anyway, that's something, whatever, for the future, right? That's where I was going with that. Right. Um, so let's load up the game with industries enabled. Now, uh, I think industries will pop up in production chain sequences. I think. Uh, so we're gonna have to wait for a few of them to pop up before we get industries that are close enough together to be worth trying to actually connect. I did this did an experiment before calling up before all of this started up, and it set up a farm and a food processing plant literally half the map away from each other. So I'm going to put this on fast, and so we can take a look here. I've put train connections all up over here, which is the areas that we're missing. All over here, right? All over this way, even all the way up into this corner where we've got some of these long tracks going through things here, right? We got some natural hubs popped up. Uh, Pomona turned into a bit of a hub. Uh, One that really turned into a hub is actually Colorado Springs. That really turned into a hub with 5 lines going through it. So that was fun. Uh, so really, there was a bunch of tedious work to do that. I probably put about 10 hours into that. Yeah, you didn't want to watch all of that. Right. I also double tracked everything that I put in up here. We got the old legacy single track stuff still down here. I double tracked some of the stuff in this area while I was waiting for money to go back up. The one thing that was really uh, problematic was it? No, it wasn't that one. Try not to whip you around too much. No, it wasn't that one. It was, where was it? It was back here. Yeah, it was here. This one. This was expensive. And it was the only way I could think to get the track to get up to Nashville sanely. Right. Anyway, uh, now if we go ahead here and if we call up our industry list, we have a North Las Vegas food processing plant. Interestingly enough, this is the same plant that showed up. Yep, so we got a farm. So if we do this, so if we go here, there's the food processing plant, right, for North Las Vegas. And the farm, and this is, down, well, yeah, it's over near Colorado Springs, I guess. Oh, we've turned the map around, right? Right. Yeah, so we're up there. Philadelphia Farm. It's down here. So I guess it's not terrible. Not ideal either. Yeah, definitely not ideal. So I don't think that industry pair is going to be particularly useful. But I can, stick that off in the corner there. Well, let's just take a look here. See, we got, oh wow, 4 million per. Uh, that means the trains have all got on their lines and it's bedded in now. The other thing I want to do is I want to get get time rolling here, right? We'll run it forward at a slow speed, at quarter speed, uh, but that's what we're gonna do. Okay, so we got con mats has popped up. Where's the con mats? Con mats is way over by Memphis, up here in the top corner. Well, that could be an okay place. But my guess is next will be a stone quarry. Yeah, a stone quarry is almost certainly going to be the next industry to pop up. So the idea is now I'm going to just start doing some sort of industry connections, right? But let's uh where's the yeah, that's the direction. Yeah. So let's take a look at let's ride around on one of these new lines here. So if we grab a train over here coming into Provo, you can see here we're looking at a mountain there, right? Some of these lines actually came out pretty nice as far as scenery goes. And then off we go here. Uh, yeah, a lot of these these tracks are almost bang level. Uh, it's because we're running around in the flats between the mountains, right? Well, you can see here there's quite the um, a view of mountains and whatever going on here as we drive through the Joshua trees and whatever. And here we go, coming into Torrance. Yay, we stopped at Torrance. That was kind of a nice view of the buildings coming in, though, I have to admit. And we can just keep on going. And here, we've got a tasteful cut through the landscape here. Uh, kind of, kind of excessive, really. But I had the cash in the bank, so why not? And we come up toward the cliff here, right? The mountain. Autosave, maybe? No, or an industry spawning, probably. And then here we go. And we come around through, the gaps here. Yeah, see, this particular line came out really quite nice. Uh, this wanted to be a tunnel, but I went, no, 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 no. We're going to do a cut here. So we did a cut, yeah. So we got the tasteful slopes with trees on it. Right. And, coming through this other gap here, we'll end up coming in at Pomona, but we have to go around the mountain first. Uh, Quite a substantial collection of mountains where there's no towns there. Right. Okay, so it should be coming up to join the other line heading for Pomona. I think coming around this mountain. Maybe not. Should be in this part of the flat somewhere. Now, you'd think I'd know where I built the rails, but no, this is a megalomaniac map, right? So uh, there's some long distance. In case you're wondering, if you hadn't clocked it previously or I hadn't mentioned it previously, here's the join. There's 121 towns on this map. Yeah, it's so 121 towns are all connected with rail. It's you can theoretically get from any town to any town by rail. That is not the case by road. I ended up breaking a few road connections and forgetting to put them back. Yeah, we're just about coming into Pomona. I'm not gonna, leave this running for any longer than coming into Pomona. I just wanted to show the that we have a few nice-ish looking lines here, and here we are at Pomona. Right now, if I were to go in here and grab the industry list, yeah, we had a couple more come up. So we got a quarry at Tampa. We got a steel. We got a machines factory, and then a tools factory. Okay, so now it's going to start doing whatever it's going to do there. But what I want to check, Tampa is over here. Mini map would be really, really nice. Tampa is over there, and the con mats is at Memphis. Memphis. So we come down here. Now, can we see the we can't see the quarry from here. So if we just do that, and then if we go and look at, no, we want to look at the quarry. That's actually not too bad. So the quarry is over here. How would we get to it from the Tampa quarry to the Memphis Conmats? That's a good question, isn't it? Oh, we got a sawmill too. So, yeah. Uh, well, I think the first thing I would do is I would put up a station at the Conmats. Uh, but first, I'm going to do the CDO and capitalize things. Right. Now, this is going to be freight, right? And I think it's going to want slightly larger platforms. No, that's going to, and this is going to be rail as well because it's long distance. So we want a cargo station. One track is probably enough here initially. Um, yeah, I can probably use trucks to deliver to Allentown. 240 or 160. We can always make it longer. Okay, wang it around. How are we going to do that? I don't know. Uh, you wanged it around too far. But we can put it this way. Yeah, we can. Okay. So this is the Memphis Construction Materials Plant. Okay. And then it's over here, right? Yes. What is the easiest path? This is in the middle of bloody nowhere. Carlsbad is probably the connection point, eh? Or Aurora. Maybe Aurora. Yeah, probably Aurora. Okay. So we're going to want a station here as well. Yeah, we'll put it here. This will be the Tampa Quarry. Okay. No, that is not how you spell quarry. Yeah. Okay. So we've got that. Now, how are we going to handle this? We're going to build some tracks, obviously. Uh, yeah. Okay. So we'll come down this way. I'm not worrying about getting a maximum top speed with freight, just because it's freight. It usually doesn't matter that much. But if we can get like 80 as a top speed, it's uh, usually pretty good. Right. Now we come down to here. Now, ideally, I wouldn't be combining passenger and freight on the same lines, but I am going to do that here, which means I need to double track it where I have the freight running. But do I double track it for all trains or just run the freight train along the side of it? Nah, I'll. What did I do there? No. Really? That doesn't want to. That doesn't want to play ball. There we go. Okay, and then I suppose I probably want this to do this a little bit further up the way. Yeah. Okay. Then I probably also want this. Yeah, okay, yep. I'm going to want to double track at least a little bit so the freight trains can wait on the side here. Yeah. Okay, so we got that. And then I need to do... yeah, I'm going to... Wait, what goes through here? Just the one line. Oh. Okay. So I can just go ahead and put a signal here, a signal here, a signal here. Oh, we want these things to be... Really? I suppose we might want a few signals along here. Why? Well, because we want the freight trains to delay the passenger trains as little as possible, right? And that will mean that they get to start rolling faster, right? And now we need to come all the way over to Memphis, which is over here, right? So that means we need to come through Allentown, Dallas, Lincoln, and then Lincoln down to Minneapolis. Ooh, this is going to be a slight challenge. So we're going to need to come here. We're going to need a track here. I think it's on that side. Yeah. We want a track here. Where we're going to do this. Right. You know what? I'm going to slow the time progression down. You can see here we've got a bunch of industries have been popping up. And I'm going to slow time down so that we can actually build stuff here with less well, I guess difficulty. Now, how terrible is that? Oh, this is, looks like it's all flat. Okay. Okay, where's the... There's the snap point. Right. Well, here I might as well bring it right up to the station, right? Okay, we need some signals on that too. So we're going to need this and that. Yeah. Okay. And I guess we're going to need one of those there. Yeah. So what do you need to do? Well, you need to go and uh, put this together. Uh-huh. Okay. Right. Signals. Need those. Um, need a few of them. Don't quite do the orbital bombardment view. That's not quite so helpful now, is it? Right. We need one there. And there. Okay. So theoretically, that should get us a connection point. So I'm going to go and make a line. Is going to go from here. No. To here. Now, this is going to be uh, Memphis. No, it's going to be Tampa, Quarry to Memphis, Onmat. Right. Okay. Now let's see, where does it go? It goes along there. It goes along there. It goes through there. And what? Oh, that's absolutely dreadful. Okay, so I'm going to close those. And with the line up, I can go up here and uh, go ahead and get the tracks. No. Yep. So we need to get tracks going this way. I'm going to need, obviously, some connectors. So we'll come up this way. Yeah, we need to come up into here. Ah, we're on the wrong side. Okay. So we come up to about here. Then we come from here to here, like that. And then from here to here. Yeah. Take that out. I think that can also be taken out. And over at this end, this one can be taken out. Think. Or not. What broke? Oh. What if you reverse? Okay. Now what line are you? Oh, you're fine. Okay. Right. Signals. Yeah. Okay. This is signals. I don't know. Here? Yeah. Okay. Now, if we bring back up the line, okay, we need to come around. From there, I think we need to come straight across to cut this out. Um, yeah, we could put a track across from here across this way to Minneapolis. Maybe via Billings? Maybe. We can get through here. Okay. So that's a thing we can do. Can we get through? Yeah, we can get through there. So we can grab a... We can grab a line coming off here. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, okay. If that's bad, I don't want to know about it. So we come across this way. Yeah. Um, you know what? I think I like the idea of a canyon there. Yeah, okay. So we'll do that. And then we'll come around. I think we want to hit that track. Okay. Now, we want to come down. Yeah. So we come up to about here. Okay. Okay, so we have a 90-degree there. And we'll do it flat. Yeah. We don't maybe want 90 degrees there. Maybe not. Come across like this. Yeah. Okay. Now, which side is that? Okay. So we can come across like that. Yeah, that should work. Yep, it should work. Okay. And there we go. I'll worry about signaling that in a bit. Yeah, okay. And then here, we want to come on into Minneapolis. Right. Okay. And this we'll definitely want to double up. And of course, we are on the wrong side. So let's just take this out. Yeah, okay. And then connect that. And connect that. There we go. Now, signals. Okay. Do the signals dance. Okay, signal, 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 and a signal there. And we need to signalize this. Not as aggressively, I suppose, because we're not going to have that many trains on here. But this track might be used for launching trains in the future. So there is that. So we do this. And this. This. Yeah. Okay. Now, if we call up our line, yeah, now we're coming along this way and down this way. Oh, good. And we just have to twin it between Minneapolis and Aurora. Okay. So we just, you know, grab the track. Yeah. And we twin it between Minneapolis and Aurora. This should be an easy twinning job. Right. Up. That way. Good. Okay. Means we can take these out. Okay. Signalize that. See, right now, the passenger trains are slow, right? So we can possibly get away with combining the traffic, right? At some point, I'll have to put fast and slow lines at some point. But that's not going to be right away. Because I need to actually upgrade the passenger trains before it's worth it. Or have too many freight trains going. Okay. That should be the full connection. Good. Oh, there's a train there. Okay. Well, throw some signals up. Right. When you said throw some signals up, you meant to throw some signals up. Okay. And I can take that out. There we go. The train is going there. Now, I have been using a single depot for the passenger traffic, but I'm not going to do that for the freight. I'm going to have another depot. I'm gonna build depots where it's convenient. And where is convenient, pray tell? I don't know. How about inconvenient? I could build a depot up here. Yeah, you could. Why don't you just build it like Aurora? Yeah, I could do that. Okay. You need, yeah. No, buildings. Depot. Well, I suppose you could just build it here. Yeah, I could. Okay. Um, okay. So if I build it there, right? Well, then you need to get some tracks going. Yeah. Like that. And what? And like that. Don't you suppose maybe you should put another what? Track going on here? Yeah, another track operation. I should probably put that there. Um, slip that. Slip that. Right. Connect that. Like that, I suppose. Yeah. That doesn't seem like it went right. That seems better. You don't need to double track this. But you're apparently going to. Yeah, I'm definitely going to. Look, I have 100-odd million in the bank, and that's just going to keep going up. So there's no reason not to, I suppose, other than appearances. And I don't see any special reason that uh, doubling this is inappropriate. Okay, so you doubled it. You don't need that many signals. No, I suppose not. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now what? Buy a train. Ooh, we're gonna get clever, are we? So we only have one loco, and it's gonna be fun. We need to move stone, so that's gonna be gondolas. Okay, so we're up to we build 160-meter platforms. That will do. On the flat, it'll do 40. Um, okay, how much does that carry? 7. Uh, 7 into 98 is 10. Okay, so I could double head that. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna buy it. And I'm gonna put it on the whatchamacallit, the line. Okay. Now let's come sit down over here. Give it the speed. And is it going to the... It's going to the wrong... No. Okay. Why won't it... Oh, it won't change its destination, will it? It's going to the Tampa Quarry. Oh, I had things paused. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to get it up to the quarry. It's going to, which should be producing now. Yep. And this will be all for this this episode here. We got a freight connection plumbed in. Yeah. I'm pretty sure this isn't going to turn into an every producer, every consumer thing, just because there's going to be too many industries, and you know the thing will start lagging bad long before we get to being able to do that. But the train managed to get to 40K empty, coming toward the quarry. Okay. And much rejoicing happens as the train pulls in and loads up a 2/3 load. Okay. And we'll sit over here. No, we're going to go in here, and we're going to sit over here. How do you go up and down with this? X and Z. Ah. Okay. There we go. So we'll observe things here from just outside the smoke plume, and probably just far enough to the side that we go on the outside of the signal masts. Okay, there's the fancy depot. Right. And here we go. Now we're going to clip through the terrain here. Isn't that exciting, eh? And then on we go. So we'll be non-stopping through the passenger stations here. And that should maybe give a little bit of realism. We're up to 38K. We're going to drop down to almost nothing, I think, going through that connector between Minneapolis and whatever it was called. There's a passenger train going the other way. See, and this here is why I'm just sharing the track, well, partly. This should be Minneapolis, right? Oh, we got all the way up to 40. That would be our top speed. So, and now we've dropped back to 30 something. Yeah, okay. Maybe that's yeah, that was Minneapolis. There's the three-way junction. Yep. So somewhere up this track, we're going to run into the diverging line. Well, that is... It's a scenery. It's a scenery, really. Yeah, it's a scenery. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to need 3 or 4 trains on this line. And at some point, I'll actually launch them all. There's the divergence. Off we go. And here we're going to slow down as we go up through the pass there. Yeah, and look at us slowing down rapidly. I think we come over the hump right about there, don't we? Yeah, we do. Okay. So it's tolerable, I guess, with the single head on it. Yeah, that's definitely downhill there. It's going to struggle going back, but it'll be empty, so that'll be a little bit easier on it. The weight of the cargo does actually matter in the calculations in the game. Now, we're just about to come up on the other line here. There it is. Junction is tolerable. Passenger train going the other way. And we're coming through another town. This has been actually pretty efficient. There's another train. Yep, that was another train. And we should be coming up on the... I think we're coming up on the divergence for the con mats there. Yeah, here we are. We're here. So we'll bounce out of there. And slow things down. And we'll just observe. This should... 2 million for that. And there we go. That's that. So this line has a rate, yeah. So we're gonna need like, I don't know, 4 of them on there. Yeah, we'll put 5 of them on there because we can afford that. Yeah. Okay. That's going to mean probably the thing we'll end up doing next time is bringing the con mats into Allentown because it demands them, and maybe Wichita. I think this is going to be a good use maybe of the cargo trams. Just because of the proximity here. Yeah, maybe. I'll have to give that a think. Anyway, that's going to be all for this this particular episode. Oh, look, the passenger train's going to have to wait for the freight train to pull through. Look at that. Traffic. Yeah, okay, now we're going to have some proper trains on there. And as the time rolls forward, we'll get newer and better trains, and that will be something that'll be part of the ongoing fiddling with the map, right? Anyway, that's going to be all for now. So I do have a Patreon if for some bizarre reason you feel like supporting the channel. The link's in the doobly-doo. If you don't want to use it, well, you can ignore it, but it's still there in the doobly-doo or the description if you prefer. And I also, so it should probably tell you to like, comment, subscribe. You know, that usual business everyone always tells you to do. You can do that or not, your choice. And I guess all that said, see you back next time.